Taliban replaces Ministry of Women with Ministry of Virtue and Vice. In Afghanistan, on September 17th, the sign on the building that had previously housed the Afghan Women's Ministry was replaced with another that translates to, quote, Ministries of Prayer and Guidance in the Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice, which I will just be referring to as the Ministry of Virtue and Vice for short. For weeks, the employees of the Ministry of Women's Affairs were attempting to resume their work, but were turned away by the Taliban. At many points, they were even locked out of the building. Earlier that week, the Taliban senior commander, Waheedullah Hashimi, stated that Hashimi declared that, quote, men and women cannot work together. Hashimi added that women are not allowed to come to their offices and work in the ministries. Mabouba Suraj, the founder of the Afghan Women's Network nonprofit advocacy group, questioned, quote, is this the stage where girls are going to be forgotten? During the Taliban's previous stint in power from 1996 to 2001, the Ministry of Virtue and Vice was heavily criticized for the violent methods used in the enforcement and implementation of Sharia law.
I heard the Taliban actually came out and responded to this. They said because there was a huge pushback against this, and they're like, we're gonna have some other institution. I think that's what they said. I think that somebody said at least one Taliban member, like, oh no, this is like fake news. We will have something that is focused on women at some point. But this was so symbolic for a lot of people. Like nothing says more we're anti-woman, where you change the entire ministry that is focused on women and you change it to something so Islamic that is basically has the opposite role. So I don't know if people understand when the English translation of vice and virtue and vice is basically referring to something called in Islam amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar, which is prescribed in the Quran. Actually, this is like this is not even a hadith. I mean, it is in the hadith, but I think the Quran even refers to it. And this is one of the fundamental teachings of Islam, and basically turns everybody into a mini spy and everybody turns, based on God's command, becomes an agent of the state to take laws into their own hand and do vigilante justice. You know what I mean? Basically, it becomes everyone's. So what Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, what it is this demand in Islam for everybody to promote good and to stand against evil. And by evil, they mean anything that is not Islamic, right? So you see the effects of this in Iran, which this is like allowed in Iran. Like if you see somebody without the hijab, or somebody who is singing in the street, let me know if you want me to show actually an example of that just happened.
Where did it happen?
In Iran. Like as an example of what it looks like. Let me see if I could find it.
Well, what you're getting at, shorthand, is it's essentially a ministry of religious police in a way.
Religious police.
And
that makes it. Yeah, that also promotes the idea for every citizen to become their own police that promotes Islam and basically stops against un-Islamic, stands against un-Islamic values, right? The promotion of that idea. This is very common in Iran, and what a lot of anti-regime Iranians say is that basically this is turning everybody to spy on their neighbors, everybody policing everybody else. It basically turns brother against brother, mother against, sister against sister. It turns the citizens against each other. And the reason why this is so ironic is because it's often used, the main thing that this is for is not, oh, let's stop people from gambling or from drinking alcohol. I mean, it is all those things, but it's mostly women related. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole virtue and vice thing, Amr Ma'ruf and Nahy Anil Munkar, the way that you see it being, the effects of it in society, the main way you always see it is people telling women to know their place, stop showing their skin, stop doing things that are not for women. It's 90% of the examples of you see this is a limitation on women, and people seeing it, thinking it's their business, not just the government, to enforce Sharia on women. That's why it's so ironic, because the ministry that was supposed to be promoting women's rights is now in effect now the ministry that is supposed to not only limit women's rights but also make everybody else limit women's rights as well. I mean, if it's anything like what we see in Iran. So yeah.
Well, in terms of you saying that the Taliban is disputing this, like, okay, if we can vaguely try to steelman them, they're saying, oh, okay, well, maybe they're just like repurposing this building for the purposes of this other ministry, but they will still be some ministry in some capacity that will fulfill maybe some of the roles of the women's ministry, so to speak. However, they've been very clear that whatever rights that are given to women will be within the confines of Islamic law. Well, for anyone who's familiar with what that entails, it's not great. It's not good. And that very good point, Armin, will fall under the provision of promotion of virtue and prevention of vice. And it's very interesting. There are women who are saying, like protesting outside the building, saying, quote, I'm the only breadwinner in my family. If there's no ministry, what am I supposed to do? But there were people in the live chat who were asking for an example, Armin, if you'd like to show that from Iran. I think that'd be very helpful to help give people a better look at what this actually looks like in real life.
Before I do that, just to make sure that the comparison would be relevant, what is the role of this? Like, I wanted to see if it's going to be basically the same as in Iran. What did they say is the role of this Ministry of Virtue and Vice? Mostly, like,
I don't know if they've made a
because the reference to Amr bin Ma'ruf and Nahy Anil Munkar is not, that's a reference to all Muslims. Like, that's not like, that's a promotion of all Muslims. That's the idea of everybody should be taking part in promoting Islamic values and fighting against non-Islamic ones, which is again.
The report that I'm looking at from Reuters said that the Taliban spokesperson hadn't responded at the time that this article was published. Let me do a little.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
While you pull up your example, I'll just do.
I have it.
Look.
Oh, okay. No, okay, fine. Actually, let me see if there's audio here. There's audio. All right, let me see. Tell me if you have audio when I play this. Hold on, let me go here.
Yes.
So, okay, so what happened here is that you have this woman in Iran. So again, the reason why I'm showing you this is because I want to tell you what the concept of Amr bin Ma'ruf and Nahy Anil Munkar, what that looks like in practice. And this is very, very recent, okay? So this is a very recent example. All right, so this woman is explaining what's happening, and what's happening here is that this woman in Iran was playing a guitar and singing in public, right? And what we had before in the 40 years is that you had religious people making it their business to come and tell that this is not Islamic and you should stop, right? But what has changed in Iran is that people don't tolerate that anymore, for religious people to come and tell a woman that you can't do this. This is not Islamic. But in Iran, because of the concept of Amr bin Ma'ruf and Nahy Anil Munkar, it is legal for you to be able to come and tell a woman, force a woman to stop singing, to force a woman to adhere to their hijabic rules. You can't, like, a woman cannot like complain to the police that this man did this, abused me, therefore they committed something illegal. No, because of the concept of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, is everyone's business to stop you from doing un-Islamic things. So it is allowed. So this, and not only it's allowed, the state is supposed to promote the idea that everybody should be able to do vigilante justice, right? But the difference is now what this narrator is explaining is that the difference is that people are rising up, and what you're seeing now is that people rebelling against moves like this. So let's see what happened here, okay? So this woman in Iran, she's singing and playing the guitar, which is haram because she's singing. Oh. She's trying to make money basically by performing in public. Okay. So you see somebody said salam. There's a man came to her. He's saying that just play the guitar. Don't. It's better if you just play the guitar without singing. If you can bring a boy to sing alongside with you, that would be fine. But it would be better if you stop singing. So the person who was recording this, now she's asking like, why? What's wrong with this? He's saying that, I almost speak Persian. He's saying that the same authority that says that the woman voice is haram means sinful, is the same authority that allows you to be with your husband. So he's saying like you should respect this law. You should respect the authority that makes this not right, because that's also the authority that makes it halal for you to be able to be with your husband. Basically, it's because of Islam that you could be with your husband, because Islam has mandated that you and your husband are halal to each other, which means not okay. So don't complain about that authority saying this is haram, because it's through the grace of Islam that you get to even be with you, for you to be able to enjoy your husband. Like, it's okay for you to play the guitar. There's no problem with that. But your voice, that's a problem. So this is the interesting. This is what this video is trying to highlight, right? Like, unlike before, people are like not having it. So this woman is now saying, "Dear sir, where in the Quran has said that this is haram?" He's saying not everything is in the Quran. She's saying, I'm a reciter of the Quran. I'm a Quran reciter. And I have never seen this anywhere in the Quran. Oh, she's saying that not only I'm a Quran reciter, I'm like, she apparently has competed in Quran recitation. And she said all my judges were men. So they were listening to me reciting the Quran. So like my voice was not an issue over there. That's what she's saying. Oh, now he's saying, he has an interesting comeback. He's saying, well, there's nowhere in the Quran does it also tell you how to pray. Like, are you saying that just because something is not in the Quran, it's not Islamic? Because he's saying, like, how would you know how to, if it's not Islamic because it's not in the Quran, then like these other things would also be non-Islamic. He's saying like Quran is more. He's basically suggesting that Islam is more than just the Quran. Oh, she's saying But no, the Quran has mentioned praying. Like the Quran does have references to praying, but he's saying yes, but it doesn't say how to pray. I like this kid just like chewing on bread, like this is kind of like popcorn. It's just
Look
like,
at him, he's like, oh my god.
he's just standing there and chewing on bread and witnessing what's happening. She keeps saying that, look, I'm a reciter of the Quran and all my judges were men.
بعد کجای قرآن نوشته که صدای زن مشکل داره؟
Okay, this is gonna escalate really quick. Hold on.
خب دین اسلام
I'm like,
یه سری مرد نوشتن مردان به نفع خودشون نوشتن.
whoa, now she's saying, listen, Islam was written by men and they wrote it in their own for their own benefit. I don't understand. She just quickly went from being a Quran reciter to somebody that says, like, listen, Islam was created by men for men.
Whoa!
she just I don't know how she just made that progress from being like, listen, you have to listen, you have to accept my authority, sir. I'm a Quran reciter. And now she's saying Islam was by men for men, so I don't know why you're even talking.
Basically blaspheming the Quran.
This is what you get from somebody who's a Quran reciter. This is the view of a woman in hijab in Iran who's a Quran reciter, quickly saying that Islam is a religion by men for men. So just screw Islam. Like the rules were made by men. So she's saying nothing in Islam. Is there anything that is in favor of women? Guys, look at this. Not only she's a Quran reciter, she has competed in Quran recitations. This is a woman that has competed in Quran recitations, and now she's saying there's nothing in Islam that is in favor of women. Amazing. He keeps saying, like, listen, this is illegal according to Islam. And now he's repeating, like, listen, this is the same authority that makes you allowable to your husband, so you should respect it. And now she's going back to the singer. She's like, listen, I'm telling you, it's okay for you to play the guitar. He says, like, Islam allows women to play the music. You just can't sing. He's trying to say, like, look, I'm being very fair here. I'm not saying don't play the music. No, look. So this is getting escalating. More people are gathering. See, the entire crowd is against that religious man.
Hell yeah.
Look, it's getting more. Now it's getting physical. Hold on. Let me go to the part that it starts getting physical then.
نبایدهای شرعی
Like this guy is like, now this guy is coming. Like, just get out of here. Just get out of here.
نه ببینید داریم صحبت.
Wow, she's clapping for the man that is like physically trying to remove him. Like, it's none of your business. She wants to sing, she gets to sing. It's none of your business.
ما دوست داریم. برو دیگه آقا حرفتو زدی پند دادی
She's like, move on, sir. You said what you wanted to say. Now it's time for you to move on.
نصیحت کردی شما برین جلوی دزدی‌ها اختلاسا اینا رو بگیرید دست در نکنه بزن شاد
Oh, now everybody is telling her to sing.
شاد دست
And he walks away with his tail between his legs.
Now, now they're singing with her.
بریم اسنپ کنم.
Anyways, I think that was fun.
A very nice ending
Wait,
to that. Do we know what
yeah,
happened to
that-
her?
I don't think anything is gonna happen to her. But anyways, things are changing. The crowds are turning. It's harder for these, like, it used to be that these kind of religious people found themselves like completely immune and they could do whatever they want, but now they're finding themselves more and more hated. And I just hope that happens also, for Afghanistan. Maybe, I don't know how many years from now, we'll see that it becomes very unpopular for stuff like this happening. I just hope that's for Afghanistan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, anybody, while I get the next news, do you want to see highlight anybody saying anything in the live chat?
Oh, people are just saying that they're glad you showed that video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool to see how unpopular that kind of like social vigilantism is and how people are so opposed to it and it can actually like result in pushback or it actually not going in your favor. Like that's really positive. Shuba was saying, was that guy complaining a regular dude or was he religious police? Oh yeah, and there were people asking earlier if Iran has religious police. The answer is yes.
Yeah, but they do have that. The morality police, Basij. But that guy was a regular. That was my entire point was that was a regular dude. That the whole concept of Amr b'Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar, the idea is that every civilian is responsible for standing up against un-Islamic values. The reason why I was showing you that is to show you an example of what that looks like, where everybody thinks that they get to be the police, even if they're not the police. Like so that's the reason why I was trying to highlight that with that video. Yeah. All right.
It's such a shame that women aren't allowed to sing. Like, I think Farsi sung by a woman is one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. Like, it's such a beautiful language when it's sung. Like, I want to go listen to some Gagouche right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know you know who that is.
Gagouche, are you kidding me?
She was saying, so could you fight back religious police the same way? Technically, no, but I have seen that. I have seen just recently somebody was supposed to be arrested and the crowd stopped the police from arresting it. So it does happen. But technically, it's illegal for you to stop the religious police if they're trying to carry out an arrest or something like that. But there are more and more examples of the religious police trying to arrest some people, but the crowd stopped them. More examples like that is coming. Let me know if you want me to whenever I see videos like, because there's a lot of videos like this. I could like share them more often.
Well, Music Guy is saying Armin needs a show just viewing Iranian videos. I completely agree.
There's so many. Yeah, maybe we should highlight more of
the secret is that I basically get that in private. I'm like, what's new?
Yeah.
Give me the lowdown. Translate for me. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. Link in the description below. because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe. Link in the description below.